Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really happy to have you here. I can see we only have a few of us here. Thank you. Thank you so much for being patient for the afternoon session. Just give me a second. Thank you so much for being patient to join the afternoon sessions. This is the fourth session of the boot camp. So the first day you talked about building your brand and selling online. And that was yesterday. And then in the afternoon, you looked at how you can create your own digital marketing plan. Then today in the morning, you looked at using marketing tools and social media to grow your business. So now you're going to look at how you can get set up on Google Business Profile. I know it's very hard to try and understand the ins and outs of the digital space, or if you want to get started, how can you get started? If you're already on the digital space, how can you optimize your pages to convert more with you? So it's a bit kind of a blood topic, but I'm hoping that this boot camp, or rather the sessions that we've had so far, have been insightful, and it's helping you to get to know how you can manipulate the digital space more, right? So if you're here with us today, please, I wasn't here yesterday and in the morning, so maybe just to get acquainted, you can introduce yourself and tell me where you're joining us from. Oluwashun, good afternoon. It's what? Choruk, good afternoon. So where are you joining us from? Yes. My name is Beryl Okwat. I'm a trainer with Impact Hub, and I'll be the one taking you through today's session. I'm joining you from Kenya. So you can see where how digital is enabling all of this, right? Wow, Oluwashun is from Nigeria. It's nice to meet you. If only I could put a name to the face, right? So if you've just joined us, Ada Odo, good afternoon. I'm good. And I hope you've had your lunch. I hope you are all full, we've eaten, so that during the session we're all concentrating. All right. I hope you also have your notebooks with you, that you can be taking notes as we move along, or you can take screenshots of the session when we are starting, post on your social media, post on your WhatsApp status, talk about the boot camp, talk about the Google Digital Skills training, your experience, how do you find the trainers. It's very good if we receive feedback from you. Choruk is from Algeria. That's nice. Wow, that's nice. Ukamakwa. Hi, how are you? Ada is also joining us from Nigeria. Antonia from Ghana. Hi, how are you? So I'm really, really glad to have you all here today. I have my moderator with me, Amarachu Kalu. You can see she has the spanner icon next to her name. She'll be moderating today's session. She'll be taking your questions. So for questions that I wouldn't be able to see, she's there to assist you with that. She'll be giving you links as we move along. So please make sure that you're copying the links that Marachi will be posting and pasting them on your browser. You can look at them after the session. All right. So I think basically that's it. And Laura, hi Laura. Laura, where are you joining us from? Jocelyn from Lagos, Nigeria. Wow, thank you all so much for being here. I think we're already 4 minutes into time. I don't want to take up so much time so that I have to rush through the content. Maybe just for the final introduction, my name is Berry Lokwat. I'm a trainer with Impact Hub, right? And I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm taking this training from Nairobi, Kenya. And today we're going to look at how to get set up on Google Business Profile. But before we start, I'll introduce my moderator again, Amarachi Kalu with the spanner icon. She's already there saying hi to all of you. And then in the back end, we have Judith. So Judith and Amarachi are both from Benin. Can you imagine? So Judith is in the back end. She's broadcasting this session, making sure that we are not encountering any technical issues, making sure that the session runs smoothly, right? So I think we're going to start with our session. But before we start, click and subscribe on the bell icon. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see the bell icon on the channel. Please go and subscribe. Once you've subscribed, please come back and tell me, confirm with me that you've done that so that we can start the session, right? So subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've done that, come back and tell me, you know what, I've already done that, then we can kickstart this session. If you're ready for us to start, the session, please feel free to let me know in the chat section as well. You can give me a go ahead. You can give me a go ahead in the chat section, all right? And tell me that you're ready to start. Laura is joining us from Mozambique. Hi, Laura. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Okay. So just give me a minute to sort out my Wi-Fi. I'm feeling that it's a bit flaky. Just give me a minute to sort out my Wi-Fi. I'm turning off my camera and video in a minute. So I'm joining you shortly. All right. So I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry about that, but now we are good to go. So you can start. So who else has joined us? The meanwhile, I have Isha Bangura. Isha, where are you joining us from? Juniper from Nigeria. That's really nice. Okay, I think that's cue for me to start the session. Like I said, today we're going to look at how you can get set up on the Google Business Profile. I know this has been mentioned in the previous sessions, especially yesterday when we were looking at how to create your own digital marketing plan. I had my colleague Udeme talk about this. So how do you get started with this? During this session, you're going to cover 3 agendas, and I'm hoping that by the end of the session, we'll all have an idea of how to get started with the Google Business Profile. But before we look at how you can get started with the Google Business Profile, we have to see and look at what is it. I can't be here and telling you to sign up and create a profile and you don't know what the Google Business Profile is. So you're going to look at how you can discover the Google Business Profile and then setting it up. How do you set it up? How do you optimize it, right? How do you make it more engaging? So those are the 3 things that you're going to cover in this session. But before we move along, we have the Google Hustle Academy Bootcamp that you can sign up for. Sorry, I'm just refreshing my slide. Okay. So just refreshing my slide. Sorry about that. So you can sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. It's a week-long bootcamp that we're having with Google. And there's so many things that you can learn during the Hustle Academy. The first thing you can learn, how do you pitch your business? How can you pitch your business to potential investors? How do you get started with digital marketing, right? If you want to go through paid ads or you want to do organic advertising, how do you get started with all of that? All right. And you also get to look at the different kinds of funding that are available for your business. If you're looking at crowdfunding, as in those types of things. So those are the things that are going to be covered during the Hustle Academy, and you'll also be assigned a mentor to walk you through your business journey. And if you're encountering any problems along the way, that is the right time, to bring it up and have someone walk that journey with you. So make sure you sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. My colleague Amarachi will drop the link in the chat section. Make sure you click on it, like I said. Copy it and paste it on your browser. You can look at it after the session. All right. So discovering the Google Business Profile. Remember the 3 agendas that you're going to cover today. This is the first one, discovering the Google Business Profile, right? So maybe just before we start, I can mention, hi, Kelly from Ghana. It's nice to have you here. Lena from Namibia. This is really good. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, this is a very interactive session. I like my classes to be very interactive. So if you have any questions, please make sure you drop the questions in the chat section. Amarachi will take care of them, and I'll also be coming back to answer one or two, right? So maybe just go to your phones and let me know. Can you find a pizza delivery near you? What are the search terms that you're using to, what are some of the search terms that you're using to get this service, right? So go to your browser. I know if you're using your machine, you can go to your phone, because now if you use your phone, that means you have to log off the session, right? And we don't want you to leave the session. So what are some of the search terms that you're using when searching for this service? Can you find a pizza delivery near you? So maybe drop for me in the chat section and let me know what are some of the search terms that you have used to look for this service. What are some of the search terms that you've used to look for this service? Right. I'm giving us a minute. Sorry. I'm giving us a minute. So I'm looking at the chat section for your responses. Do I have any responses? What are some of the search terms? So what I mean by search terms, these are the words that you use when you go to Google search. What are the words that you're using to search for that service? So that's what we call the search term or the search query, right? The words that you're using to search for something online on the search engine. What are some of the search terms? Kelly, do I have any response from you? I'm picking out people from their holes. Laura, Ada, Oluwashon. Let me see. I can't ask Amarachi because I know Amarachi has the response to that already, right? With your responses, I'm waiting for your responses. Hi, okay, let me see. Do I have any responses? I have a Google business site that's not been active for a while now. Right. Okay, so I have no responses. Okay, maybe I'll just move on, but you can drop your responses as we move along. Some of the search terms I know that you might have used is maybe you might have a brand that you're looking for. So maybe you search for if it's Debonair's or Domino's. I think those are the ones that I know because they're in Kenya. So I don't know the kind of pizza brands that you have in your countries, right? So I could have searched for the brand name, or if not, I could have searched, maybe I want a delivery. I would have searched for pizza delivery near me. Then there'll be a listing of all the businesses around my area, because now I have my location on. So I'll have a listing of all the businesses around my area, and they can tell me the proximity of each pizza shop, and if they offer deliveries. I would be able to know if they offer deliveries. And we look at how I can get to know that. There's a feature called attributes feature on the Google business profile that you can indicate whether you have deliveries, takeouts, eat-ins. All of these are indicated in on the Google business profile. All right. So let me see. I didn't get any. Yusuf, Domino's isn't close by, a little far from here. It's fine. So if Domino's isn't near you, you can search for pizza delivery near me. There's probably a shop or a brand that's near you that have pizza on their menu, right? So you can just search for, these are examples of some of the search terms that you can use to get that service, right? So we will look at Google Maps. First of all, what is Google Maps? Before we dive into Google Business Profile, all right? And you will see the correlation of why I'm talking about Google Maps now before the Google Business Profile, right? So first of all, Google Maps is a web-based service that provides detailed information on regions and sites around the world. I know most of us have interacted with Google Maps, especially if you maybe are taking an app, I mean a cab. So maybe on Uber, or in Kenya we have Bolt, there's InDrive. So maybe we've used Google Maps to try and find locations and directions to where we are going, right? So I know most of us have interacted with Google Maps. If you have, you can give me a yes in the chat section, right? If you've interacted with Google Maps, you can give me a yes in the chat section so that I know that at least you have an idea of the direction that you're going with it with this class. Okay. And most of the times when I'm giving out, I'm sharing content with people, it's very important to get facts. I like to factualize things, all right? Because sometimes numbers are everything, all right? Numbers are usually everything. So let's look at some of the data that we have from previous case scenarios, all right? And how maps and the business profiles has helped with them. So first of all, you're going to look at there are 87% of smartphone owners who turn into search fast in the moment of need, right? So if I want anything and I'm in my house and I don't want to get out of my house, I will just go online and search for a service that I need, all right? And I'll see if there are businesses that offer that service and see their locations from there. So it's basically the same thing. 87% of smartphone owners turn to search fast in the moment of need. The other thing, we have 30% of all mobile searches related to location, right? So I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. If I have to get a product or service, I can't search for a business that's in the wider region that's basically Kenya. So I need someone that I need a business that's near where I'm located, basically in Nairobi and its environs. All right. So 30% of all mobile searches are related to location. The other thing, 67% say Google Maps is the preferred navigation app. Well, I don't know the other 33% prefer what, but I think I only know Google Maps, right? So I think I fall under the category of the 67%, right? And then what are the benefits of having your business? Say you're placing your business on Google Maps. What benefits accrue from that, right? The first thing, you get to mark your location, right? You get to mark your location. When you're inputting your business in the Google Map, that red icon, you can see it on my screen or on your screen, right? The screen I'm sharing. So the red icon, you place it exactly where your business is located. And if anyone searches for your business on maps, they're able to see that exact place and they're able to get directions to that exact place. If there are major roads near that location, it will show. If there are um, some minor detours on how to get to that location, it is shown in the map. Because sometimes when you're going to map, you'll see that shortest route possible, longest route possible, depending on what you want to choose. So I've talked about the first and last on my screen. So talking about the second thing, it helps to make your business discoverable. People get to learn that you're online. People understand your online presence. All right. They get to know about your online presence. You're discoverable to people beyond your geographical location, right? So if there's a person who's maybe interested in what you're offering and they're not in the exact place that you are, maybe they're in another town or city, they're able to know that this business is based here. And you know what? You can actually get services or products from them and have them delivered to me if you're using a courier service or something like that, right? So conducting nearby searches using maps, right? To find local businesses, view maps and get directions. That's what we've said you can use maps for. And the benefits, all right, of conducting nearby searches using maps. The first thing, you get discoverable globally. I've just talked about this. It is beyond your geographical location. So if you have a business right now, um, you're based in Lagos. If I go to Maps and search for your business name, I should be able to know where exactly you're located. Okay. So, sorry, you get discoverable globally. The next thing, people can search you. People who are nearby you can search you. So if I take you back to the activity that we took when we started this session, we say that when we looked at the search terms, we said you can search for pizza delivery near me. All right. So there's the nearby search feature that people can use to get to you. and they get directions. If they want to make walk-ins to your place of business, they're able to get directions. They're also able to save places, right? So taking you back to what I talked about, if you have a business in Lagos and I want to visit Lagos, right? Say I want to visit Lagos next month, and I go online, I look at what you're offering, and I'm like, you know what, when I go to Lagos, I'm going to visit this business. So I can search you online, save your location. Then when I get to Lagos, I can just open the saved location and I should be able to get directions to exactly where you're located, right? So searching and choosing a business near me with Google Maps. Searching and choosing a business near me with Google Maps. When we're looking at the business profile, it's basically not just about having a profile. It doesn't end at that, right? How can you make your listing stand out? How can you optimize your listing? How can you get people to click on your listing, look at the content that you're sharing on the listing? All right. The first thing, you can share images. You can share images about your business. You can share images about the exterior of your location, right? And you're going to look at how that will help your business. So sharing images of the exterior of your location, the interior of your location, right? The surrounding area, a major road near your location. So it's basically to give direction to people who want to come to your place and to make you more discoverable, especially if you're in the town center. And you can have people drop reviews. So if you've had customers who've interacted with your business before, they can drop reviews on your business profile, and it helps with your rating. It helps with your rating. And the more the positive reviews, the better the rating, and the more you're able to get people to, purchase with you. Because if I go to a listing online and I see positive reviews, I'll definitely feel like it's a legit business. So I should be able to make a decision to convert with them. The other thing, you can drop your address, right? Share your address, exactly where you're located. So you share your address and then contact. How do you want people to reach you? So yes, they've come to your business profile, and then what? Right? So do you have a WhatsApp number? Do you have a website? Do you have what is it? Do you want them to call you? It's very important to have a contact, because that's the only way that you get to engage with your clients. Then your business hours. You need to indicate your business hours. If you're closed over the weekend, indicate you're closed over the weekend, right? So that someone who wants to make a walk-in doesn't make the hassle of, going to town over the weekend to want to see your business and you're closed during the weekend. So it's very important to indicate your business hours. And you can change this if you're operating during the holidays. You can indicate that. If you're not, you can indicate closed during holidays, and then input your website link. So it can also help with your website visitors, getting people to visit your website. If you're an e-commerce, you can make website sales from that. So you link your website link with the business post profile, with your business profile. And the advantage of getting set up on business profile, you get a free website. So if you don't have a website, or you don't have a budget for a website, because most SMEs don't have a budget for that, you can, when you're creating the profile, there's the option of getting a free website, right? And you only have to pay for the domain name, which is around $4, right? I think $4, if I convert it, say, to Kenya shillings, it's around 450 Kenya shillings. I think that's pretty affordable for a domain. All right. But besides that, you get a free website, and you don't need coding skills to set up the website. There are templates that you can use to create your own website. Okay. So the Google business profile, we've looked at maps. So this takes us to the business profile. What exactly is the business profile? It's a free tool that lets you manage how your business appears on search and maps. All right. So that's why we talked about maps before getting to the business profile. This is a free tool that's offered by Google that lets you manage how your business appears either on search or in maps. And the best thing with the Google business profile, you can actually manage it from maps. If your business is already verified, and I think Amarachi will share the verification link. We can help with the verification. So if you already have a listing, that's not verified. We can help you with that. So the link will be shared in the chat section. Make sure you fill that out to verify your business. Remember, you can't manage your profile if it's not verified, right? And verification entails Google looking at your business name, looking at what your business is about, the information you share about your business, is it legit? So it basically shows you that businesses that have been verified by Google to appear on the business profile are actually legit because they've done what is it? A background research on the legitimacy of that business. All right. So if you haven't signed up, that is just for verification. But if you want to get set up, if you haven't yet set up a profile on the business profile, Amarachi will also share a link and you can get started with that. Right. So how can you make the most of your free business profile? How can you make the most of it? And at the end of the day, as businesses, you either want to, if you're looking at the customer journey funnel, you either want to create more awareness, make people know about the existence of your business, or you either want to engage with your clients, interact with them more, or you want to convert, basically making sales. All right. So, how do you make the most of the business profile? The first thing, you get to attract customers with a great business profile. The more you share appealing photos, if you have an event coming up, if you have discounts running, these are things that you can share on your business. Sorry, these are things that you can share on your business profile to make it more appealing and have more people visit your site, right? And then it's another way that you can get people to reach you. Remember when we talked about creating your listing, you share your contact details, you share your website, all right? So when people visit your business profile, you can get calls from there, all right? You can get messages from there. If you've linked your website, you can get website visitors from there. If you're an e-commerce and you're making sales on your website, you get increased possibility of increased website sales from there. All right. And then you get to see how customers connect with you. Remember the thing with digital marketing, it's very important to measure the efforts that you put in. So with the business profile, you can get analytics. You can get to see how many people visited your business profile, how many clicked on it, how many made calls. If you're a tours and travel company and you want people to make bookings, how many people made bookings from the business profile, right? All these are things that you can see from the analytics side of the business profile. All right. So it's not just there. You're able to see whether it's working for you or it's not working for you, right? Um, I know most of us, when you're looking at creating content for either our social media pages or the Google business profile, you're like, you know what, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know how to come up with posts. But you can use the marketing kit, the free marketing kit that's offered by Google again. Remember, all these are free tools that are offered by Google, and most people don't know about this. So the first thing is the Google business profile, right? And now I'm talking about the free marketing kit that you can use. You can use to create posters, to create social media posts, all right, for your business. You don't need graphic design skills. There are templates that you can use, and you just customize them, maybe with the brand colors or the colors that you choose and the themes that you want. All right. So the link to the marketing kit will also be posted in the chat section, marketingkit.withgoogle.com. Make sure you try and use that to create your own flyers. So besides that, you can also use Canva, which is a free tool. So you can go to www.canva.com. You can use Canva also to try and create your own posters, right? So staying competitive with the Google business profile, right? What can you do to be ahead of the game with the business profile, all right? What can you do to, I mean, the business profile, what are the advantages? What are the merits that accrue from, getting set up on the business profile, right? So the first thing, you get to make informed marketing decisions. Remember when you talked about looking at the analytics, looking at the number of clicks you get on your site, looking at the number of visitors on your site, looking at the number of people who made calls from the business profile, All right. So you're able to know whether it's working out for you or it's not working out for you. If it's not working out for you, maybe you've not been making posts on it. Maybe you've not optimized it. You've not updated the information on it. So if it's not working out, you're able to know or to tweak your marketing strategy and know the changes that you can make on your profile to make it more optimized, right? So you get to make more informed marketing decisions. You get to learn from the successes and mistakes of others. It's very important to also underdo when you're doing competitor analysis. You can look at their GMB, all right, the Google business profile. You can look at their GMB. Is it working out for them? What are they doing? Why is theirs getting more traction, right? So look at their successes and learn from that, replicate the same for your business. And if there are mistakes in theirs, it's a gap that you can leverage on to be ahead of the game, right? The third thing, you get to understand what services to offer to customers. So this takes us back to analytics. You'll see the kind of, if you're sharing different content, if it's GIFs, if it's photos, static photos, if it's videos, you're able to know by the number of clicks, the content that gets more traction, all right? And you're able to know that is the preference of your target audience. Remember, when you're sharing content that is appealing to your target audience. It's not about you, right? So when you understand their preferences, it's able to make more, better informed marketing decisions. You're able to come up with better strategies. You're able to know the kind of content to share, right? And then you're able to identify how to stand out from the crowd. So this takes us back to my second point, learning from the successes and mistakes of others, right? You're able to get a gap that you can maximize on to stand out from the crowd. So even from this, you can create your own, what is it called? I remember the name. I'll remember the name. I've forgotten, but I'll come back to that. So you can able to identify yourself and stand out from the crowd. The other thing, you get to discover industry trends and customer preferences. I think I've mentioned this. So maybe I'll pause for questions. Do I have any questions? Do I have any questions? The minute isn't close by. Do I have any questions? If you have a question, you can drop it in the chat section. I don't know. I don't think I missed any. I don't think I missed any session. Any question. Any question? Welcome to the second session. Right. Do I have any questions? Any questions, please? So if there are no questions, you can also indicate no question so that I know we are ready to move, so that I don't have to stay in one place for too long. Hi, Ogechuku. Hi, Francis. Nice to have you here. Right. So thank you, Jocelyn, for that. Jocelyn has no question. So if there's anyone else with no question, please indicate no question so that I know that we're ready for us to move on. Thank you, Joyce, for that. Right. From Nigeria, sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's okay, Francis. Any other person with a question? Any question? Joyce has no question. So I might have to go with Joyce's response, right? You only have to go with Joyce's response. Kelly, do you have a question? Kelly, Ada, Oluwaseun, questions from you? All right. So when you don't have any questions, it shows that either the class is too boring, you want it to end, or it's too good, you understand, you understand where we're going. So Ada says none for now. I think I'll go with Ada and Joyce's response. I'll move on to the next part of our session, getting set up on Google Business Profile. So we've looked at the business profile. What is it? All right. What advantages do you get from getting set up on the business profile? So now let's dive into setting up a profile. All right. So there are 4 steps when you're creating a profile. There are 4 steps to this. The first thing, you create your Google business profile, and you're going to look at how you can get started with that. The next thing is on verification. I talked about verification, but we're going to look at this. And then the third one, completing your profile and populating your listing. So 4 steps: creating your profile, verifying it, completing it, and populating it. All right. It's not complicated at all. This is very easy. I'm sure even in one glance, you're able to know how to get started with this. So the link to get started to sign in, click on business.google.com, go to it. If you're using your desktop, you can go to, business.google.com and get started with creating your own profile. But if you're using your phone, you can decide to download it. You can download it on Play Store or Apple Store. So depending on whether you want to do it on your phone or the desktop, right? When you're creating your own profile. So naming and categorizing your business. Remember, there are 4 steps. So when you're creating, what is the name of your business? So before I get started with creating, the first thing, remember, you don't have to have a physical office to set up a listing on business profile. All right. But under the address, you can input either your office address or your home address. All right. But you don't have to have a physical office. Okay. The other thing, you need to have a business name. That's what you need to have. That's the most important thing that you need to have. You need to have a business name. All right. So, what is the name of your business? You choose the name of your business and then the category in which your business is located. Are you in hospitality? Are you in manufacturing? Are you in engineering? Are you in transport? Are you in the hotel industry? What industry are you in? You have to choose the industry that you're in, right? And if your industry is not in the drop down, because there's a drop down that comes about when you're choosing the industry. If your industry is not in the drop down, you choose the industry that is more close to the industry that you're in, right? So maybe there's no hotel. You can decide to go with tours and travel, or I think something like that. So it's just an example, right? So if your industry is not in the drop down, choose the industry that's closest to the one related to which your business is in. All right. Do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? It's a yes or no. Remember, I said you don't need to have a physical office when you're setting up the profile. But if you choose yes, you can decide to input your home office, your home address, or your office address. If you have an office and you run your business remotely, maybe you're employed and you have a remote business, right? You can decide to set up your office location as a location on your GMB, all right? And then, choosing a way to verify. Remember, I said it's very important to verify your listing. If you don't verify your listing, you won't be able to manage your listing. When I say manage, it means you won't be able to make posts on your listing. You won't be able to edit your listing. You won't be able to change anything on your listing. So it's very important to get verified. All right. So under verification, for Google to reach to you, to reach out to you, you can choose either your phone or your email or your Google Search Console, if you have Google Search Console, all right? So you can choose for Google to reach out to you through your phone number, that is via text, through your email address, or through Google Search Console, all right? That's up to you. Remember that the contact also that you put for verification should be for the owner of the business, all right? I don't want to, let's say I'm employed in this business, then I create the listing for my employer and then I give them my number, right? So what if I leave this business? All right. What if I leave this business and Google wants to contact the owner of that listing? So it's very important that the owner of the business, all right, or a permanent employee who's sure to always be there, is the number, is the contact that you give out, all right, to receive the verification details. All right. So if you're in Kenya, there's Africa 118 that helps with verification. You can also go to opera.com, www.opera.com for verification. But you don't have to go through all that hassle because we can help with the verification. The form will be shared in the chat section. Make sure you click on it. All right. Then verify your business. if you have an issue with your verification. If you have an issue with your verification, you can go to support.google.com and get the assistance that you need. All right. So maybe you sent details for verification and never gotten back to you, or you want to make edits and it's refusing. You can reach out to the support center, right? The Google Support Center, support.google.com/business, all right? And indicate your issue and you'll be helped with it, all right? Now, the third step. So we've created our business. We've created our list. We input our business name. We input our business details. We input the location. Right. Then we sent our details for verification. The third thing is ensuring your profile is complete. How do you complete your profile? Indicate your address. Right. Remember, we said if you don't have a physical office, it's optional. You can choose yes, add location, or no. The other thing, your opening hours, and I talked about this in the first phase of the class. Your opening hours. What are your opening hours? What time do you open? Right? What time do you close? It's very important to have this information on your profile. Then your contact details. Do you want to be reached via call? Do you want to be reached via email address? Do you want to be reached via your website? All right. And visual content. Visual content. Do you want to use static posts? Do you want to use GIFs? I don't know if it's GIFs or GIFs. Depends on the school that you went to, right? And then do you want to use videos, right? Remember, you have to share content that is the preference of your target audience because you want people to consume that content. You're posting the content for your target audience. It's not for you, all right? Then you need to have a logo. It's very important as a business to have a logo so that sometimes even when you're running ads, assuming you want to run paid ads, right? And people just see your logo. You don't have to input everything like, oh, your business name. Assuming if you're in Nigeria and you see the logo for GT Bank, you just know it's GT Bank. You don't need them to indicate there that it's GT Bank. So people tend to associate logos with business. So if you don't have a logo, make sure you take a step to get a logo, right? If you don't have the resources to get a designer to curate a logo for you, you can go to Canva and curate your own logo from there, right? So remember when I talked about factualizing the choices that we make, all right? So I'm here telling you to get set up on Google My Business. So why? Why do you need to get set up on Google My Business? The first thing, there's 2.7 times more likely that businesses on the Google business profile are considered trustworthy. All right. So 2.7 times you're more likely to be considered trustworthy with a business profile. Why am I saying this? Remember the verification process that I talked about, where Google has to do due diligence to ensure that the information that you're sharing to the public is correct. And if it's not correct, there's no way they will verify your business, by the way. So ensure that you share the right content and you're not scamming people, right? Then the other thing is 70% more likely to attract location be visits with the business profile, right? So if I go online and I have the business profile, my profile is there, it's set up, it's optimized, there's a highly likelihood that people will make location visits, all right? And then there's 50% more likely to lead to a purchase with the GMB profile, all right? So this takes you back to trustworthy because buying online is also a bit tricky because sometimes you don't know who is, you know, which is, I mean, which is a true business, which is a lie, who are scammers. So businesses with GMB tends to be more trustworthy. That means it tends to have more people interact with them and purchase with them. All right. Then the last thing when creating a profile is populating your listing, right? Adding photos. We've talked about adding photos. It's very important to add photos. And these photos you can add just like you're adding them on your social media pages. You can decide to be doing twice a week or thrice a week, all right? So just to have some bit of consistency and not having your listing dormant. All right. So add photos to your profile. If you have coupons that are running, if you have discounts, if you have offers, even on Black Friday, these are things that you can post on your business profile. And then you need to update your opening hours. all right? And keep content fresh, right? Move with times, keep content fresh and up to date. I can't come to your profile and see that the last post you made was before COVID, right? Because I'll wonder, did this business die with COVID? Is it still operating, right? So also keep content fresh and engaging. Now, when you're adding photos to your listing, I've talked about having a logo. If you don't have a logo, go to canva.com, curate your own logo. If you have the resources, you can have a graphic designer design a logo for you. And I said logos help people to associate that with your brand, all right? Then you need to have a cover photo. So a cover photo, you can have the logo as your profile image for your GMB, right? And then you can have the cover photo, um, just a photo that best represents your business. So maybe I like giving an example of the chosen travel company. So you can have a cover photo of maybe people in a people around a campfire. You can have the tour vans, as the cover photo. So just one look at it, and I should be able to know what your business is about. All right. And then you can have additional photos. So photos of your interior, if you're a restaurant, or if you're a bar, photos of your counter. All right. It's very important to share these photos. If you're dealing with products, for the additional photos, you can have product photos, but make sure that they are very they're high resolution images. Do you understand? And then we talked about updating hours. I've talked about this. If I keep mentioning it, it's just a repetition of what I've said. It's very important to update your hours, right? And then there's a feature that came up during COVID, especially. It came up during COVID. It's called the attributes feature, all right? It helps when you're populating your listing. The attributes feature helps you to tell if you're having any additional services. If you have delivery services, if you have eating services, if you have takeout services, these are things that you can indicate on your business profile, right? So keep content fresh, update opening hours. I've talked about this. I've talked about the attribute features, posting on your profile, turn on messaging, let people, make it able, make it, have people easily reach out to you if it's in messaging or calling you. All right. Then edit your business description. What is your business about? But don't give like a whole paragraph, just a small snippet, right? Then the hours and services disclaimer. Do you close during holidays? Do you close on Sundays? All right. That have the hours and services disclaimer. Then utilize Google Trends. So with Google Trends, you're able to know about the rise and decline of a trend. You get to learn about the popularity of a trend, where it's trending. All right. Can you hop onto that trend or not? So it basically helps you with making smart marketing decisions. All right. And with Google Trends, you get results that are anonymized. That means it doesn't show who made those searches online. They are categorized. So in terms of topics, all right. All of these things that you can get to learn them with the Google Trends, and then highlight temporary closures. If you're doing maintenance on your business site, you can highlight that on your business profile, all right? Then remember, we said when you're creating a listing, you get a free website, all right? You get a free website. So on the left side, yes, it should be on the left side when you're creating your listing. On the left side, there's a tab for website. So if you don't have a website, you click on that and then create your own website. There are templates that you can use, and try and find out the template that works for you. Edit, add your business information, add your location. What do you want your people to know when they visit your website? And then publish and go live. All right. I've talked about getting the website. That's it. On the left hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be the fourth line. All right. Then using the Google Business Profile to manage your listing. All right. So you can you can go to Play Store and download the Business Profile app. You can actually manage it on Maps. I think right now they've actually updated it. So if you download Maps, you can manage your listing from Maps, right? So you can manage your listing from Maps on the go. with the phone, right? On your phone. And then you can get to attract customers by sharing offers and events, engage with your customers on the go, make your profile stand out with photos. We've talked about the different photos, cover photo, product photos, interior photos of your business, and then learn how customers find you. This takes us back to analytics. How did they come to your profile? Did they go, if my shop is Beryl's shop, did they go online and search Beryl's shop that brought them to my profile? Or did they go online and search for um, chicken shops near me? That is assuming Beryl's shop deals with chicken. So did they search for chicken shops near me? Then it brought them to my site. All right. So you get to learn how customers found you, right? So do I have any questions? Pretty, Pretty Kuria from Kenya. Hi, in the same location. It's nice to have you here. All right. Do I have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? So as is the trend, Kuria is learning a lot. That's nice to hear. So as is the trend, if you have no questions, please indicate no questions so that we can wrap up. We can move on to the last bit of our session and wrap up. Do I have any questions? Any questions? If no questions, indicate no question. Because silence sometimes doesn't mean consent. Sometimes silence doesn't mean consent. Tree Haji. I can't pronounce your first name, sorry. Haji, no question from me. Ada Odo, my question is on creation of the website. Okay. So what about creating the website? So maybe just to tell you, when you're creating your website from the GMB, you need to get a domain name. For the domain name, you pay like $4 for it, right? Because you have to pay for the domain name. It's like $4. Then after that, you just create your website from there. I don't know if that is the question that you had. If not, just drop your question as it is. I'll come back and look at it. Form a creation of Google profile, right? No question, no question, no question. Charity, Kelly, and Joyce have no question. Form a creation of Google profile. Laura, I don't understand your question. Does it encompass payment module? It should. It should. I think mostly Visa. It should be mostly Visa in dollars. So if you're Nigeria, you can't make the payment in Naira, or I can't make the payment in Kenya shillings. Because most Google platforms, even Google Ads, when you're running ads, Google Ads on your site, it's usually in dollars. So no question for now. Opening Google Business Profile in Play Store. Awesome. So if you don't find the Google Business Profile in Play Store, download the maps. You can download the maps, all right? But just search Google Business Profile and get started, all right? So for the last bit, creating an engaging business profile listing. How can you make your listing engaging? We've looked at discovering business profile, getting set up. Then now, how can it be engaging? Remember, it has to be engaging. If you're looking at the customer channel, there's awareness, then engagement, then conversion. There's absolutely no way you can convert with people if they haven't taken the first two steps. Do you understand? So it's very important that we follow the customer journey funnel, right? So making your listing stand out, add engaging photography. You want people to talk, you want people to comment, all right? So add engaging photography, high resolution images. Remember, you're putting high resolution images. Create engaging posts, posts that can prompt people to interact with you, all right? Engage with your customers, talk to them, ask questions, all right? Have them drop their comments, all right? You want to talk to them. You want to move them down the funnel. The last thing, you can leverage with insights. I've talked so much about leveraging insights and using the analytics to learn if your profile is working out for you or not working out for you, all right? So when you're creating engaging photos, first of all, look at the lighting. I can't take a product image, say I'm selling this bottle. I can't take a product image in the dark. like it's dark, maybe it's at night, and I'm using my light from my house and it's not bright, and I want to post that. No, so you really have to have good lighting, focus on that image. You can have a lot of products on the table, but if I'm only looking at taking specific images for the products, I have to focus on the image. I can't have, a photo of a product with so many things behind. It's a lot of chaos in the photos, right? So what do I want people to look at? All right. And then you can use editing. There's so many editing apps that you can. There's InShot. I think I know I mostly know InShot. You can use editing apps to create videos. All right. So do I have to put a small video? Do I want to input maybe, what are these things called? um, Highlights on the video. What features do I want to add? All right, and then I can frame that with my product being at the center of that image. Do you understand? And then photos for your business listing. It's important to have exterior photos. What is the outside of your shop looks like? So if I go online on a business profile and I see the exterior photo and I see the street that you're located, if I go to that street, I should be able to identify your business from that image. So that's why it's important to share an exterior and then an interior. All right. Give your audience a feel of the ambience inside your business. All right. So share interior photos. You can take a virtual tour or a street view tour. All right. It's very important to give your potential clients a feel of what it's like to be inside your business. All right. So when you're taking back to the exterior, you can take a photo of the street. If there's a street sign next to where your business is, indicate that. Do you understand? And then creating engaging posts. So when you're creating posts, remember it's not just posting the photo with no caption, right? Or yeah, so you need to add a title to your post. What's the title of your post? All right. Add a title, provide a call to action. You can't make a post without a CTA. I mean, what do you want people to do when they look at your post? Provide a call to action, use photos and videos, description. If it's a product, you can indicate, this phone, it has, I don't know how many megapixel cameras, this number of storage, this number of MB storage, all right? And then ensure your posts are accurate. Engage with your customers. Encourage your customers to drop reviews. I said this when I started the session. The more the reviews, the higher the rating. All right. The higher the rating, the more optimized your profile is. The more optimized your profile is, the highly likely your listing gets to appear in the search. I mean, when people make a search in the search engine, all right? So this is what I talk about when engaging with customers. Encourage them to drop reviews on your site. If they've interacted with your business, bought from you, experienced your service, you can send them a link to your business profile and ask them to drop reviews, or you can tell them to just make a search of your business name. They can make the reviews from the profile, from the listing. All right. So make sure you engage with your customers on that front. So, what do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? What do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? What do you do? What do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? Kaluki Mutua, good job, Beryl. Everything was clear. Awesome. Thank you, Kaluki. So, what do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? What do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? What do you think you can do to encourage customer reviews? All right. So while you're dropping your responses, I can just go over leveraging insights. I've talked about this, knowing the number of clicks that come to your profile, which posts have the most engagement. All right. Is your listing working out for you or not working out for you? What better decisions can I make to optimize my profile? Remember to always look at the data of how your listing is performing. All right. What do you learn from listings? You can get to learn how customers found your listing. I've said, did they make a search with your business name or did they search the product or service that you're offering? What did they do once they found you? So they got to my listing, fine. Did they make a call? What post did they click on? Did they go to my website? I need to know all of those things. Where are they coming from? Did they come to my profile? Did they come to my profile from Facebook or Instagram or Google search? Where did they come from when they got to my profile? All right. And then when people engage the most, I can see if I have more people engaging in the morning, I will be able to see that. If I had maybe if I made two posts, I made one in the morning and one in the evening, I'll be able to see the number of people who engaged with the profile in the morning, and I can make decisions from there. I can see, you know what, if I make posts in the morning, then more people engage with that than when I made posts in the evening. So I can decide from now onwards, I'll only be posting in the morning because there's no point in posting in the evening if people don't engage with me at that time, right? And then how your engagement compares to similar listings. You have to rate yourself vis-a-vis your competitors to see where you stand, all right? To see what better can you do, what are they doing better, and learn from that, all right? So this is the last part, sorry. Just drop your questions. If there are questions that I missed, please drop your questions. I have responses. So when I asked what better can you do to get people to engage your listing, Lena said provide exceptional customer service. Haji said to encourage customer reviews and to satisfy them first, then asking them to leave a review because it will encourage your business, right? Maybe you refer them to the page, like sending them the review link. That's very good, Joyce. That's very, very good. That's a good answer. So thank you, Lena, Haji, and Joyce for your responses. Do I have any questions? I don't think I missed any questions. Amarachi has been doing a good job in the chat section as well. So thank you, Amarachi, for that. So while we're waiting for your questions, please remember to go to Google Hustle Academy to sign up for the Hustle Academy. The link will be shared in the chat section. Make sure you sign up for the Hustle Academy. It's a 1 week long boot camp, all right? You get to learn a lot of things in terms of funding, teaching, digital marketing, how can you grow your business's revenue. So make sure you sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. Amarachi will post the link in the chat section. He has also shared the attendance form. All right. She has also, thank you, Laura. Laura, no questions. Good job. Right. So if you have, remember to sign the attendance form in order to get certificates. All right. Remember, there's a cash prize for people. There's between $250 to $500 for people who attend all the sessions, right? So make sure that you do not miss any session and you sign the attendance list, and to get a certificate, you also get certified, right? And if you also want to learn more, sometimes you may feel like, I need to learn more about digital marketing myself, but where do I get started? So there's also a free course offered by, there are very many free courses offered by Google. You can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills stroke courses and get started with digital marketing. All right. You learn, it's like you self-learn, all right, and you still get certified. Do you understand? I think that's it for our session. Please remember to go to our Facebook, to our social media channels, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Digital Skills for Africa. Make sure you follow us. You can also go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, Impact Her. Make sure you follow our social media pages. Thank you so much for attending this session. I can see that I haven't missed any session. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you. I'll see you tomorrow. My other colleague will take tomorrow's session. Remember, do not miss any session if you want the cash prize. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. It was nice having you here, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Bye-bye. Cheers.